Welcome to The Newsworthy. All the day's news in less than 10 minutes. Fast, fair, fun, and on the go. Thank you so much for listening. Today, President Trump takes a trip to California for the border wall, and a Russia investigation comes to an end. Plus, a big tech deal takedown, time to fill out your brackets, and a power couple going on tour. All that and much more in less than 10 minutes. I'm Erica Mandy. Today is Tuesday, March 13th. You ready? Let's do this. Today, President Trump is heading to California for the first time since he became president. But he and California aren't exactly best friends. He's called out the state for relaxed enforcement of immigration laws. In fact, the Justice Department just sued for that, remember? And California has sued the Trump administration as well for various things. And of course, the state tends to vote blue. But President Trump has a reason for going: the border wall with Mexico. The LA Times reports the 8 prototypes for the wall will be ready for the president to look at and possibly choose one that he likes best. That'll be happening in San Diego. But before he even arrives today, protesters have been getting ready. There were already a couple dozen immigration advocates and 2 elected officials there yesterday, so expect more protests today, as well as groups of people who do agree with the president about the border walls. The president will also meet with military members and go to a fundraiser in Beverly Hills. At least one of the Russia collusion investigations is wrapping up. Not the main one we hear a lot about, but the one by the House Intelligence Committee. Lawmakers with the committee say they found no evidence of collusion between the Trump campaign and Russians before the 2016 election. The investigation lasted about a year. Fox News reports the committee has a draft report on all of these findings that is something like 150 pages. That report could be released to the public, but probably not for a while. The committee is led by Republicans, and the top Democrat on the committee disagrees with all of these findings. He thinks it's just political and says Republicans have been under pressure to end this investigation on a Republican president. Remember, it's actually not the only investigation into possible Russia collusion. Special counsel Robert Mueller is still going strong with his investigation. Right now, people are keeping a close eye on a special election happening today in western Pennsylvania. It's a race for a seat in the U.S. House of Representatives. Both Democrats and Republicans want more votes on their side in Congress. Right now, The Hill reports the Democrat, Conor Lamb, seems to have a slight lead in the polls over the Republican, Rick Saccone. But this is a district that easily voted for President Trump in 2016. And the person in that seat now who's leaving is also a Republican. So the race is a toss-up. Stay tuned. Police are warning people in Austin, Texas, to be careful about the packages that show up on their front doors, especially if they weren't expecting those packages. Unfortunately, there were 3 package bombs that exploded in Austin in the last 10 days. CNN reports a teenager and another man were killed and 2 women were hurt. The packages weren't delivered by a service, though. They just showed up on the front door. When the victims picked them up or opened them, they exploded. Austin police think the 3 bombs are all connected, but they're still working to figure out why. What's the motive? By the way, thousands of people are in Austin this week for a big conference there. It's called South by Southwest. So police are telling people at that event to just be extra cautious. But these packages don't seem to have anything to do with the festival, and the explosions did not happen nearby. All right, other things people may be talking about today: what would have been the biggest tech deal in history, but President Trump blocked it. A company called Broadcom that's based in Singapore wanted to buy its rival company here in the U.S., Qualcomm, for a whopping $117 billion. They both make products and equipment for wireless tech, like your smartphone. But the Wall Street Journal says President Trump won't let the deal happen, and he says the reason is national security concerns, that there's credible evidence it would be a threat to the security of the U.S. NBC News says the Trump administration is not a fan of a big important U.S. chip maker, Qualcomm, being owned by a foreign company, especially as countries race to be the first to build out 5G technology, that super fast mobile network. Broadcom does not agree with the decision, of course, but there's probably not much else it can do but drop the bid. Apple is looking for the next city to call home for its 4th U.S. Apple campus. Bloomberg reports the new spot won't be in California or Texas, but there aren't many other details yet. It sounds like Apple, though, will not do a public contest like Amazon's been doing. You know how Amazon asked cities to submit proposals, and it's still narrowing down that list. While there aren't many details, Bloomberg does have some guesses for the criteria that Apple wants. If you want to read through, the link will be in today's show notes. It's that time to fill out your bracket if you're one of the millions of people taking part in March Madness, the college basketball tournament. At least the official bracket game of the NCAA locks in this Thursday when the first round begins. But the first four for the men's teams are today and tomorrow. That's the first four games that will be played, and it will determine which teams get to move on to the first round. The first round for the women's college basketball tournament starts a day later on Friday. So good luck with your brackets, and remember, it's okay to make mistakes. No one has ever gotten a perfect bracket. There was a media bidding war, and Hulu was the winner. We're talking about a series with two megastars, Kerry Washington and Reese Witherspoon. It's called Little Fires Everywhere. It's an adaptation from the book, and Witherspoon's production company got the rights. Entertainment Weekly says it's about arson and the aftermath of a controversial adoption in an Ohio suburb. At some point, it will be airing on Hulu. Well, they're the ultimate power couple, and they just announced they're going on tour together. Beyonce and Jay-Z. Variety reports the tour is called On the Run 2, and it starts in June in the UK. Then it'll be in the US starting July 25th, with the first American city being Cleveland. Tickets go on sale to the public starting next Monday, March 19th. And that's it. Thanks so much again for listening. A quick note before you go. I will be speaking at an event that might be a good fit for you if you want to be interviewed on podcasts and seen as an expert in your field. The event is called New Media Summit. You'll learn how to pitch yourself to get interviewed, and you'll also actually connect with many other people, including 40 well-known podcasters who may book you on the spot. And of course, I will be connecting with you at the event as well. If you're interested, check it out. Use the promo code Erica for $500 off. Just go to thenewsworthy.com/New Media Summit. That's thenewsworthy.com/New Media Summit to learn more. As always, you can read more about any of the news stories we talked about here on today's episode by just heading on over to thenewsworthy.com. From there, click episodes and find today's date. The Newsworthy is ready for you to listen every weekday by 4 a.m. Eastern Time. I'll be back with more news tomorrow. Until then, have a great day.